Hello and welcome to the podcast Let's Grow Together. Today, I'm going to be talking about that there are no rules to life and business. Yes, I'm going to get into that real quick. A few quick things that I want to share. One, as always, today's episode is sponsored by Digital Champions, helping entrepreneurs and businesses create and implement video marketing strategies. It's a free training coming up, and you can learn more about that at www.thedigitalchamps.com/leads. Another thing I wanted to talk about, just things that are going on in my life, is it's official. I was fired yesterday. Yes, the time of this recording, I was fired yesterday. What does that mean, Nick? What do you mean you were fired? You have your own business. What does that mean? Yes. So basically, for the last 5.5 years, I worked for a company which I absolutely love. They're fantastic. I will always love them. And I'm still doing work for them. So that's the beautiful thing. So they fired me. And now I am being hired from my company to do work for them. So pretty awesome. Very exciting. Very happy about that. So I wanted to just share that with you guys before we dive into today's episode. So I'm just really grateful for that and wanted to kind of share that big step in the right direction for me. So very happy. Now, talk about, rules. That's just such a thing that I feel, often it reminds me of the commercial you see Pizza Hut, where he runs in, he's like, there are no rules. And he takes his shirt off and they're like, hey, put your shirt back on. And it's like, oh, there's one rule. Sorry, that's just like a funny thing. I hope that makes you laugh. But when you're growing up and you're a kid, there's so many rules, so many things that you need to do. Hey, no running with scissors. Hey, no cursing. Hey, don't do this, don't do that. Pick up your toy. All these rules that you have to learn as a kid. And what I've found is that those rules, not specifically those rules, although hopefully you're not still running around with scissors, they they go into adulthood of certain rules about how life's supposed to be, that you're supposed to follow these steps, and these are the rules of life. For one example, often people will say, get a job, find a wife, buy a house. That's the American way. That's the way that things are supposed to be done. That's how it's supposed to go. But it's just not the reality. And we often grow up that this is how things are supposed to be done. You grow up thinking that this is how things are going to happen. As you grow up, you just assume that these are the options and this wasn't going to happen. Now, for me, in the entrepreneurial world, it's so different and it's completely not the same. Like, I mean, just finding a job in general, it has nothing to do when you're an entrepreneur. You don't have a job. You're all on your own. You got to do your own things. You got to make your own things happen. And you set the stage. And you know, before I get into more of the business aspect, I wanted to share a quote. And I've made a video about this prior, but it's just, to me, such a powerful quote. And with the holidays coming, I feel it's very appropriate, and it's from Heath Ledger. And he says, everyone you meet always asks if you have a career, are married, or own a house, as if it's life was some kind of grocery list, but no one asks you if you are happy. To me, that's just like such a powerful, powerful quote, because we often think that these are the things that we need, these are the things that are what we need. But so many people have these things and they're not happy. They're miserable. They have a job that they hate. They, own a house with tons of responsibilities. It's breaking, things are happening. You got to fix it. It's stressful. And, have a wife. Maybe you're having marital problems. Maybe you had a divorce. There's just like so many things where this is supposed to be the rules. This is supposed to be what you're supposed to do. Yet not everyone, one, follows these steps, and two, is happy when they're following these steps. And to me, that's such a huge part of kind of what I want to talk about today in that there are no rules. There are no rules to your life. There is nothing that you are supposed to do. And I feel like that's a question that so many people ask themselves. Like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? As if that the answer is just that somebody else knows the answer or it's magically going to come to you. There is no answer. There never will be an answer. Every day, we are forced to figure this out. We are supposed to figure things out as we go. You don't know where you're supposed to go. You don't know the destination. It's all about the journey. It's all about the steps. It's all about what you're doing each and every day. And for me, when this question comes, of like, what am I supposed to do? And I feel it happens a lot in business, and hopefully you can relate to this, in that you feel that people are telling you to do one thing, or that this is the way to do it, and this is what other people are doing, and that's what you should do then. And the real reality is, everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own path that they are on. And there's no right way. There's no right direction. There's no right path for you to go. And so when we're going through our daily activities and our daily life, this is what I want people to really focus on. You know, the most important thing is focusing on things that you can control. I think that the big thing is, there's certain things that you feel are the way that you're supposed to go, or maybe the things that you want, but you don't necessarily have control over. Yeah, it's great if you want a wife, but you can't control somebody to fall in love with you. That's the one rule when, watching movies. When someone wishes something, you can't do it. So it's real life also. You can't there's no magic genie, and even if there were, it doesn't work with free will. So you're never going to be able to do something like that. And that's kind of a big message in itself, is that the journey and the road of where you go is just based on you and what you want and where you want to go. And as we go through our daily activities and our daily roles, we wonder, when we think about where our journey is, it should be focused on the rocking chair test. And I say it should be, as if now I'm making rules, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Because remember, there are no rules. But the rocking chair test is basically when you're old and gray and you're sitting out on your porch and you're in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth. Are you going to be happy about where you are? Are you going to be happy about the choices and the decisions that you made in your life? And when we're thinking about this, it's obviously hard to kind of put that in perspective, because again, we don't know how we're going to feel in that situation. And at the end of the day, the only thing we can do is make decisions based on how we feel at the current moment, how we feel each day, and making decision. And so maybe you've had decisions in the past, but those decisions have led you to here. In the past is gone. It does not matter. You made the best decision that you could with the information that you had at that time. And now it's time to continue on with the knowledge that you've learned from past experiences to continue to move forward. Now, in light of, again, there being no rules, I have a podcast. This is the podcast that you are listening to right now. And I didn't want this to be a super long episode. I wanted to do something quick, something that you could get some value for and take it to the next level. Take it on to your day and move forward. And so this is going to be a short episode because it doesn't matter. If I want to do a 10-minute episode or 2-hour episode, it's my show and I can do whatever I want. And, it's your show and you can do whatever you want. But I do want to conclude real quick. This whole time I'm saying there are no rules. I lied. Guess what? There is one rule. There is one rule that I want you to think about, okay? The one rule. And I am forcing this upon you right now. You must follow this one rule. Are you ready? The one rule that you have that you must follow every single day, day in and day out, be happy. That's it. That's what it's all about. Do the activities that make you happy today, tomorrow, and when you're sitting on the rocking chair. We do often make choices that are short term, that make us happy at that current moment, but then make us unhappy later on. That's not following the rule. That means that one happy decision at that time now caused pain the following day. What do I mean? What's an example of that? Well, maybe you wanted to go out, this weekend and have a few drinks with your friends, which was great at the time, but then the next day you're not so happy. And you see how these things can affect your happiness. Now, am I saying don't go out and do that? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that be careful about the choices that you make in the current moment, in the current state of being happy, because it could affect your future self down the line. And it's just important for you to be happy in the current point in time that it is for your future self. So you should be thinking about decisions in your daily activities about what's going to make you happy, not just today, but tomorrow and when you're in that rocking chair. So I leave you with that this week to really think about that, to make decisions based on what makes you happy. Make decisions that make you feel good. But also understand that it is up to you. It is up to your perspective of how you choose to see and how you choose to feel. And it can be difficult at times. And certainly, it's not realistic to be happy all the time. And that's not what I'm saying either. Life's a roller coaster. It goes up and down and up and down. But roller coasters are fun. They're a heck of a ride. But a roller coaster wouldn't be fun if you were just going up the whole time. It takes the down for you to notice the ups. It's important because everyone's always trying to be happy all the time. But you gotta take the moments that are bad and when you're not feeling great, and in those moments, understand and remember the good times, and remember that good times will come again soon. And making decisions in your daily habits to make those things happen. So if things aren't where you want them to be, what are you doing to make it happen? What are your daily activities to follow that one rule to be happy? Because that's what it's all about. So thank you so much for listening. I always appreciate you guys. It's a true privilege and honor to be able to share these messages as we move forward. And I want to again thank you for your time. If you enjoyed this lesson, this episode, write a review, please. It really helps. And remember, let's keep growing together.